She told me that my penthouse looks like I play for Arsenal. I told the concierge Bellerin. What? 2-2, Stamford Bridge, Chelsea v Arsenal. It's your match review. Boom! Whoa, why am I happy? It's a draw. We've been drawing, normal. It's the way, it's the manner, it's what we done tonight. Let's get into this, man. Arsenal 2, Chelsea 2 at Stamford Bridge today. And it was an entertaining game, man. It was a game of tactics, I thought. As much as the first half will be debated about mistakes from Arsenal, Chelsea didn't bang us. Chelsea didn't bury us. And we'll get into it from now. First half was all about one thing, really. David Luiz, Mustafi. Who do I even blame there, really? I mean, ball goes over the top. Mustafi comes with an awful back pass towards Leno in goal. Terrible. Like it was going... Looked like it was going to go towards Leno at one stage, and then it just stopped. It just stopped like it was moving, and you're thinking, oh man, Hudson-Odoi is about... Tammy Abraham is about to round the keeper and 1-0 Chelsea. Then I think in a way Leno kind of slowed him down by running out to him, kind of stuck his leg out and took it away, so he didn't cause the foul and get a straight red card, so that we'd have to bring on the goalkeeper and take off a player. But Tammy went round, and it's that decision from David Luiz. Do you foul? Do you try to get the ball? Do you leave him to let him score and just accept that we're 1-0 down and try to work back with 11 men? In the end, I think in that moment, David Luiz just does what David Luiz does. Absolutely foul. Word to P Money. He takes him out. He takes him out, cleans him out, and it's a definite penalty. And obviously the rules, people kind of debating what the rule is for a last man challenge in the box. If you make a genuine attempt to play the ball, he would not have got sent off because it looks like he's trying to actually play the ball. In that moment, he didn't make a genuine attempt to play the ball. I guess he kind of went towards the ball, but he got nowhere near it, and it was more of a push in the back rather than the sliding tackle that got him sent off. So maybe if he went with his feet and he caught Tammy, he may have got a yellow card, and then you take the risk of potentially saving it. And then Jorginho puts in the penalty kick. Leno doesn't save a penalty as per. It's what seems to be happening when we concede penalties. Although we do concede too many penalties for my liking. Good penalty from Jorginho right in the bottom corner. Leno close to it, but not good enough to get a hand on it. And in that moment, Arteta's got a decision to make. Do you take off a defender? You've got Rob Holding on the bench, who hasn't played for a while for Arsenal. I think he played in a couple of reserves games on his way back, but he's not really played the full 90 in a while. So it was a risky to put him on and take off a midfielder like Mesut Ozil, who you know is maybe not going to work as hard as others on the pitch, or do you leave the boys out there? He chose to leave the boys out there for the first half at least. And we kind of looked a bit solid. It was a period in that first half where Chelsea came and started creating a couple of chances when you start to think maybe this is going to be where they kind of just do us. And I think when a team goes down to 10 men, you want to just get on them. Like, get, as a lot of the Chelsea boys are tweeting, get 2, 3, 4. Like, just pile on top of them and get the goals. But for Arsenal, it's about containing them, and they've done that. Got to half time really, and get Arteta to get his words and say what he needs to the boys. And we've done that very, very well. Got into half time, and again you're thinking, all right, cool. We made a mistake, Mustafi. We're down to 10 men. Let's try and go home with something. I think when you go down to 10 men, as much as you'd love to win the game, when you're playing against a team like Chelsea, who are above you in the table, and people may even expect you to lose the game with 11 men. With 10 men, you got to go say, look, the best we can probably get is a point. If you get 3, you take it, but let's just see what we can do. And you could tell we dropped to a sort of defensive formation, the same formation in the second half, I guess. Mesut Ozil kind of maybe dropping in with Torreira, and Xhaka staying at centre-back for the duration of the game. And for the first 10 minutes or so, you could tell we were just holding that. And then Arteta makes the change. And instead of going for Holding, like he originally was going to go for, he went for Guendouzi. He brought on Guendouzi and took off Mesut Ozil 56 minutes played. So he probably gave Ozil 10 minutes, do what you can whilst you're there. We don't want to rush into a substitution if we don't have to. And Xhaka was playing very, very well at the back. He looked like he was comfortable there, more comfortable than he has looked in midfield in past times. So whilst he is playing well, Arteta decided to trust him there and leave him there. And he brought on Guendouzi just to bring a bit more of stability in the middle of the park, just because Chelsea were getting a lot of the ball and they were coming at us. And now we're starting to defend a lot more. And that's where you kind of need Mesut Ozil to just lay down a sec, like kind of take a step back and put Guendouzi on. And then it was like smash and grab really for the equaliser. Chelsea had a corner kick, ball in, ball was crossed in, headed away by Mustafi, of all people. Mustafi got a good head onto the ball and then a break. 67 yards from goal, my brother Gabriel Martinelli. Told you, man, about him last week. The kid is on fire. And he just took it and he ran. He just ran. And it was a bit of a 2-against-1 because he had Pepe against him and he was kind of just running at Kante. And as N'Golo Kante trying to watch where he goes, trying to see where he's going to flex, boom. Kante drops on the floor, face first, and Martinelli's like, rot it, Kante dropped me, gone. It paced him. Paced out. No one was catching him. It was between him and Kepa. I see Pepe trying to arrive on the right wing, but Martinelli, in the form that he's in, no way am I going to pass. There's no way I'm going to pass. 1-on-1 with Kepa, looked him in the eyes and just tucked it. My brother, Gabriel Martinelli, tucked it past him to make it 1-1. Arsenal fans go mad and screaming Martinelli's name. Great, great goal from him. To have the composure as a young kid at Stamford Bridge to just run at someone like N'Golo Kante, the best, in my opinion, defensive midfielder in the world. And then to see him sort of running back, because that's what you're doing. You're running at him to force him to run back. And when he forces him to run back, it happens. You slip or you trip. And I genuinely think the only reason it happens is because of Martinelli and Pepe just running at him. Maybe if that was Lacazette in that moment, he may not have had the pace. So Kante would have maybe not dropped as much as he could. But there was panic in Kante's eyes. He saw the Brazilian running at him and he decided to drop and let Martinelli run through and tuck away the goal. And then again came the onslaught. Of course, Chelsea not going to be happy at conceding that goal for the equaliser. They wanted to go out and win the game. Couple of half chances. Tammy with a half chance. Barkley with a chance as well. And then they had another corner kick, Chelsea. And instead of the breakaway, came there what seemed to be a potential winner from them. I think it was only about five minutes ago. Ball whipped in from Callum Hudson-Odoi and Cesar Azpilicueta stayed onside. I think it may have been Rob Holding who he brought on in the second half. After a while, we took a risk and put Holding on. I think it may have been Holding that played him onside, and he's able to just tap it in. It was actually a good finish, sort of a pass into the back of the net. Leno tried to get a hand to it, but couldn't get there. And Chelsea were 2-1 up. Azpilicueta celebrating the potential winner. But oh no. Hector Bellerin. I told the concierge Bellerin, word to Conan. Bit of pressure we started to apply. We're 2-1 down now. 3 minutes to go. We're down to 10 men. Head starting to drop. You're thinking, we've lost again. Like, it's poor. Stamford Bridge. And you start to think about pre-game and Arteta talking about having to win this game. And then go to 10 men. You try to get a point. You battle well to get a point. And then you can see the goal. Just because the team a bit slow to come out to the man to cross the ball and then to come out of the box. And then Hector from out of nowhere. And I've seen him do this before. May have been against Liverpool. May have actually been against Liverpool at the Emirates. When he just cuts in on his left foot. And because he's so right-footed, you never really see him shoot with the left foot. So you kind of don't expect it. And it was actually a 2-on-1 because I think it was Emerson on that side and Callum Hudson-Odoi had kind of come back to help him. Number 9, Tammy Abraham had come back to help him. Number 9, Tammy. He came back to help him. And it was, a bit awkward because Tammy looked like he was injured for a little part of that towards the end of that game. But he stayed on the pitch. I think they already used their subs. And then a quick chop from Bellerin onto the left foot. And he just whipped it. And it just was going and going and going. And Kepa diving towards it, just couldn't get a hand on it. Rolled into the back of the net. Man like Hector Bellerin makes it 2-2. You're thinking, woo. Now, with stoppage time approaching, let's see this out, boys. Let's see this out. And I think Chelsea had like a half chance with the bat, Michel Batshuayi. But we saw them out. And we ended up, I'm going to say we won the game. We ended up taking the draw. And yeah, as I said, when you go down to 10 men, the game plan changes. Arteta's thoughts change. You could tell in the way we played in that second half, the only thing we were looking for is a draw. Like, happy with a draw. I've not seen Arteta's post-match interview, but I'm sure it'll be along those sort of lines. Willock came on. Pepe sort of strolled off. Was that Lacazette who came off? I think it may have been Pepe for holding and Lacazette for Willock. And then, yeah, we just sort of saw out the game, man. Oh, no, Martinelli. It was Martinelli that came off. Martinelli came off for Willock. Man of the match, I'm going to give it to my boy Gabriel Martinelli for the second game in a row, man. This kid didn't have much in the game, kind of feeding off scraps. Of course, when you go down to 10 men, it's difficult to really get a hold of the game. But he had one big chance. And you're running at, as I said, one of the best defensive midfielders in the world. And you come out and you just attack him like that. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And confidence is growing in him. 10 goals in 11 starts now, I think it is. Not much more you can say. And you know what? That's our last game without Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang in the Premier League. We got one more game next week on Monday. Well, actually, I don't know about the red card rule, whether the straight red card is 3 Premier League games or 1 FA Cup. But I think, as far as I'm aware, he's banned for the FA Cup game against Bournemouth on Monday. Then he returns for the Premier League game. And you just wonder, when Aubameyang comes back, Lacazette, who has been struggling quite a bit, does he get dropped and does Martinelli start on the left wing, Aubameyang up top and Pepe wide right? Because Lacazette hasn't really been in the goals. I mean, it's an option, and I think it's an option we'll go for, because how can you drop Gabriel Martinelli in this form? Like, the kid is on fire, man. And I'm just gassed. I'm here for it, man. I'm really here for it. And, shout out to Xhaka. He did very, very well going into centre-back, and the ball's on him, man, because, apparently Arteta wants to keep him. He's not going to leave Arsenal. It was easy for him to just walk out of the club and say, I'm done. And at one stage, it looked like he was going to go to Hertha Berlin. But he stayed with the club, and he's been brilliant in the midfield. And today at centre-back, one of our best players at the back. Of course, Bellerin comes back from injury. The captain's aside and gets all-important equaliser for Arsenal. So it's good to see him back. And I thought Saka done quite well at left back as well. But yeah, man, as I said this on the podcast as well. The reality is we're not going to get top 4. I know Arteta was talking about it. We have to win to get top 4. And maybe now he will say, because we didn't win, we can't get top 4. Cool. I'm all right with that. You know what I mean? I'm all right with that. Let us finish where we finish in the league table. Europa League is where it's at for us now. Let's go all out for the Europa League. Let's go all out for the FA Cup and put the Premier League on a back burner. Win when we can, of course. But it seems like we're the draw specialists this season. So, yeah, we'll see what happens there. Guys, thanks for checking out my review. Bellerin, salute to you, big man. We'll see you soon.